Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel Friday vlog, where we discuss activity that's going on with the channel, pop culture, technology, headlines in the news, and or just general topics of interest for this particular week. We're going to be starting it off in technology, but we're going to have to go back to last Friday when Bill Ottman, the CEO of Minds, the open source blog platform, was on the Tucker Carlson show, and he was discussing how Google has now been affecting Minds. Now, if you participate in social media, for example on YouTube, then you know that many of us get paid via AdSense or by advertising dollars. And what's happening here on Minds, as with other platforms, we are being affected by Google, who then controls what advertising goes on these channels. But what was exciting about what he was talking about was that he, on Minds, the company, was approached by Crypto Hustle, which, as you know, is part of the cryptocurrency blockchain. And you guys may have heard me discuss Steemit and DTube here on the channel in previous vlogs. So I was very excited to learn that he is moving towards cryptocurrency. And I really believe that this is going to be the future for the internet, because as we see more of this restriction, the shadow banning and flagging going on, people are going to be discouraged from participating on certain channels. So on Saturday, many of us that have Minds accounts received an email letting us know that the platform is moving into cryptocurrency, and I'm very excited about that news. So dominating the headlines in the news this week, we have the Parkland shooting incident that happened over 2 weeks ago. Now, last week we saw that the president had a listen-in where he invited faculties, students, and parents of other school shootings, where they all sat together and they discussed how they could resolve these particular issues. Now, this week it would appear that businesses were getting involved by distancing themselves from the NRA. And what these companies were doing was that they were no longer honoring discounts that they were providing to NRA members. Now, so why am I bringing this up? Well, I live in the state of Georgia, and what became front and center earlier this week was that Casey Cagle, our lieutenant governor, sent out a tweet where he suggested to Delta Airlines to reinstate members or to honor the discount of the NRA, or he was going to strike down an exemption for Delta Airlines. Now, what's interesting about this was the timing, because this week on Wednesday was when that new exemption was supposed to take place. So it looked like Cagle was trying to maybe create some sort of ultimatum with Delta Airlines. Now, it's important to remember here, because people got all excited about the fact that Casey Cagle was coming out and suggesting that he was going to hold hostage, if it was, some sort of law or provision within the law that would allow Delta to have this particular exemption. But what's important to remember here is that this is a benefit, right? So Delta was eliminating a benefit for NRA members, but at the same time, Casey Cagle was trying to remove a benefit from Delta Airlines, which is completely legal and within legislative powers. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys, because this can be a rather raw and sensitive topic. And also this week, we saw that Dick's Sporting Goods decided that they were no longer going to sell the AR-15. So we're seeing businesses move away and distance themselves from a lot of this controversy. And as an individual who is a Second Amendment supporter and a concealed carry permit holder, there's a lot of misconceptions about this topic, and we'll go into it in another area at a different time. Hey guys, I wanted to take a moment and insert this handheld video shoot because there's some additional breaking news and some other things that I wanted to include in the video to let you guys know that all the topics that we're covering here today, we'll have links to them in the published section below, to include an article about the reaction, the general public's reaction, Republicans and Democrats' reactions to the recent news about businesses no longer honoring the NRA discount. So you'll want to check that out to kind of see how the flow of social media and media is affecting the general public, because as we mentioned in the Minds segment earlier, that all these things are starting to affect across the board. But as I mentioned too, these are also dissenting voices that are getting kind of their way, getting their topics and their agendas out there. All right, so next is Hope Hicks, who is like all over the news. Every time I go on the internet, every time I turn on the television, Hope Hicks, Hope Hicks. So why is that? Okay, so Hope Hicks has now resigned. She was the former director of communications for Trump, but she was also involved in a relationship with Rob Porter, another staffer who you may know, who has come up in the news for having spousal abuse issues with two different women. They have both come forward and explained how Rob had abused them. So Hope was involved with this individual, so now she has broken off that relationship. I don't know how long they were together. Hope Hicks is a 29-year-old woman, very young, very attractive, so this was a huge media clickbait event to discuss, so I wanted to bring that topic up here as well. But this girl is all over the internet, all over social media, and in the media. All right, guys, so we're going to be wrapping up the Friday vlog with a story out of Mount Clair, California, which is 30 miles east of Los Angeles. They are imposing an ordinance there in the city for distracted walking. So if you're talking on your phone or you're listening to earbuds and you're crossing the street and it appears as though you aren't aware of the traffic activity with cars that are going on around you, you could be fined up to $100. Now, if you do this again within a 12-month period, they're going to fine you $500. Now, apparently Mount Clair has had to institute this ordinance because people have been struck by vehicles or they have been impeding traffic. So I just thought this was kind of interesting. Do you think that this could be something that would be implemented in your city, or should this be something that should be implemented throughout the U.S.? I'll leave a poll here on the channel in the top right-hand corner. You letting me know whether or not you think this ordinance would be good throughout the country. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for the Friday vlog. I want to thank all of you guys who have been participating from Steemit and DTube, and of course, my YouTube audience and subscribers. I appreciate all you guys do. If you're new here to the channel, welcome, and be sure you guys click on that watermark in the bottom right-hand corner there to subscribe. And if you're on DTube or Steemit, be sure to give me a follow there. Guys, I will see you next week